Knock knock.
Who's there, Bella?
Foot.
Foot who?
Footstep.
Are you that bored?
A bit bored.
Yeah, you're that bored? I got a bit of a joke if you want to hear it.
Let's hear it.
Okay, well, one day little Johnny's in class and the project for the day was to, for the students to make speeches with hand gestures. So it comes Johnny's turn to do his speech. He gets up in front of the class and he starts his speech this way. He goes, "Ladies and gentlemen," and the teacher's like, no, you don't do that. That's completely inappropriate. Go to the principal's office immediately. Get out of here. And he gets down to the principal's office and the principal says, "Well, what's the problem? Why were you sent here?" And he said, "I was just trying to do a speech." And he says, and the principal says, "Well, what did you do?" And he said, I just went, "Ladies and gentlemen." And, you know, the principal's like, no, you can't do that. And he says, "If you've got to use hand gestures, why don't you do it this way? Why don't you go, ladies and gentlemen?" And Johnny's like, "Yeah, I think I got this down. I think I know how to do this." And so the principal sends him back to class. He gets back to class and the teacher says, "Well, Johnny, are you ready to do your speech now?" And he says, "Yeah." And he says, "I think I can do it right this time." He gets up in front of the class and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, gives me great pleasure."
Gross.
And I know a little limerick. And this is how this little limerick goes that I wrote a few years back. Once there was a lion named Fred who had a zookeeper named Ted. Fred chewed off Ted's ear so that he could no longer hear. So Fred glued it back onto his head.
Guess who's really here?
Who?
Jody August.
Really?
Yeah, she's walking up the path now.
Hey, you told us about her.
A few stories. Don't talk to her when she comes in the house. Especially don't talk to her about what I said, because that'll cause drama. I'm not going to talk to her, so none of you provoke me to do so.
Why?
She's a total bitch.
Why?
I'll tell you after she leaves.
No, tell us now before she gets in, or I'm going to tell her that you think she's a total bitch.
Oh boy, don't do that.
Why?
What's with the two of you today and your why? I know you're from Nineveh, but can't you be articulate for just a little while? Just a little bit?
Hey Jimmy G, got anything for me?
Yeah, excuse me.
I'm not interrupting Sunday tea, am I?
Follow me upstairs.
Alright.
This'll take a few.
Well,
Go on.
double bitch.
Standards like yours, I'm not sure how we stay friends.
Me either, but she's done a lot of things. Most of the time, she would just be in everyone's business, churning the pot, so to speak, and always yelling at everyone. We used to be a close group a few years ago. We used to hang out at her apartment where she lived with her first husband and brother, who was my boyfriend's best friend.
That's not enough to be a bitch, though.
Well, she was always at people about something. I always thought she was internally miserable, and it's not like the people she lived with helped anything. She was married to a bastard named Charlie when I met her.
Tell me a story about her then.
Fine.